What's going on, everybody, and welcome to my first F1 2021 career mode video. I'm about 6 months late to this fucking party, but I'm still excited to get this series up and going. Hopefully I can get a full season done, or maybe even 2 before the next game comes out. We will see. For the first little bit of this video, I'm just going to be showing you guys all my settings, my customization of my guy, the helmet, all the introduction type of stuff. That's only going to be in this first episode here. So if you want to skip to practice, qualifying, or the race, there will be timestamps on screen right now that you can go to. So I'm not the most skillful player at this game. I'm not running 110 AI, last to first in the worst car, because I don't play the game enough to be able to get that insane at the game. I feel like I am pretty good at these F1 games a little bit, but I'm not top tier. I'm kind of just decent at them. For this first episode, I'm running 98 AI for qualifying and the race and practice. Hopefully by the end of this season I can have it bumped up to 103, maybe even 105 if I'm feeling like it. But the AI in this game is much better than in the previous games. In F1 2020 I was running about 103, 104 AI, and I immediately had to jump down to about 97 AI in F1 2021. But when I put a bit more practice into the game, I can definitely get into the hundreds again. The AI is just way too quick in qualifying in this game. I'm pretty sure it's a bit of a glitch, to be honest. Yes, my qualifying pace isn't the best, but I still think it is a bit of a glitch. So anyways, I pretty much run no assists on this game except for medium traction control, and that's just simply because I don't play the game enough to be able to learn how to use no traction control consistently. I have increased revenue resource points on for my guy, just simply because I don't want to have to wait 3 or 4 seasons to get to the top of the field. So I think it'll make it a bit more entertaining. By the way, I'm not using any flashbacks either, in case you were wondering, but check out my audio name.
Cox.
That's just fucking perfect. So yeah, since my real name is not in the game, I decided to call myself Cox, because for some reason that's in the game, but Chris or Christopher or whatever, it's not in the game. Maybe because it's like a UK thing, I'm not sure. But anyways, I go by Cox now, okay? Using the driver number 20 because Kevin Magnussen obviously left the sport this year, so that number is mine now. I am the rightful owner of it. Obviously, you know which team I picked because of the title and thumbnail, and that is McLaren. I didn't want to be fighting at the very front, but I also didn't want to be fighting at the back, or even really the back of the midfield. I kind of want to be in the top 4 teams, so I was going to go with Ferrari, but I already did one episode of F1 2020 career mode and I chose Ferrari for that, so I decided to go with McLaren. Why not? I replaced Daniel Ricciardo because he obviously was kind of shit in real life this year, so you know what, hopefully I can do a better job than he did. He's off to retirement because he's getting old as shit. So right away I wanted to spend one of my driver perks, and I went with the increased resource points because I want to get this car to the top of the field as quick as possible if I stay with the team. So checking out where McLaren ranks in all the departments: 3rd for downforce. Chassis, they're about mid-pack, 5th place. Power, they have the 2nd best car in the power department, so gonna be able to do overtakes really easily. And then for reliability, obviously towards the back of the field. So right away I wanted to do a minor weight reduction upgrade and then a minor front wing upgrade as well. So those should be going on the car before the start of the first race in Bahrain. So skipping ahead, we got our weekly resource points to us, and then the car reveal. We all know what the McLaren looks like in real life, and if by the thumbnail, so just fast forward through this as quick as we can. Skipping ahead again, we got our spec 2 in, but we also had a front downforce part fail on us. The chassis part went on. The front downforce, it failed. So we can afford it to put on the car, but it's gonna go on after the Bahrain Grand Prix, unfortunately. So anyways, let's just get into practice number 1. So Bahrain is not one of my best tracks, but it's not one of my worst. I do enjoy it quite a lot. So right away, I noticed there was so much understeer on this car, especially going into this corner. This is my worst corner on any F1 game, any track. This is the corner that I always just screw up, cannot get it right. You can see how hesitant I'm going into the corner, still taking too much curb, still going wide. So I definitely need to figure that out before the Grand Prix starts and qualifying, because I will be in big trouble if I don't get that down. I also struggle a lot with setups in this game. I usually just run the default balanced, increased downforce, or increased top speed depending on the track. So if you guys do have any pointers, please let me know in the comments, because I definitely will need the help for sure. This corner right here, you do not want to take that much curb. I'm fucking spinning. You don't want to be like Nikita Maceman. What are you doing, man? What the hell? So yeah, in practice, I'm struggling like crazy. If you're spinning the car, then you know you definitely don't have the setup right, or you're just making way too many mistakes. And for sure, throughout the whole weekend, I definitely made quite a lot of them. And coming into this corner again, I feel like my braking point is pretty decent, but just the thing is not steering. It's fucking disgusting. Horrible to look at. Look at this corner, just so much understeer. So slow through that corner, it's just miserable to look at. Don't even look. So the setup I definitely will need to figure out. Coming into the first corner, I struggled a lot to find the braking point. As you can see right there, I go really deep. Something I did a lot throughout the weekends. This corner right here, the car felt like it just wanted to go flying off the track. So disgustingly heavy. It felt like an obese person, man. Is this what it feels like to be obese? Because holy shit, I don't like it. The cars are definitely a lot more heavy in this game. I pushed wide in that corner. The line was fine, but I just got on the power way too early. And at the end of practice 1, I'm how far off my teammate? Too far. Way too far. On to qualifying then. So in qualifying 1, I decided to watch my teammate Lando Norris do a full lap because I needed the fucking lessons. I was so far off the pace, about 5 tenths, way too far off the pace, so I needed some lessons. As I come out of the pits here to do my warm-up lap, Latifi was behind me as well, so I decided to let him through, but he parks it beside me and fucking holds up Ocon. Sorry about that, man, but Latifi, I don't know what you're doing, man. I like you because you're Canadian like me, but you're a dink, bro. So my first lap in Q1, I was going to show the whole thing, but it was pretty bad to be honest. Coming up to the line, it's a 128.7. Pretty fucking bad, but I decided to sim the entire rest of the session, and it got me actually P15, 1 spot safe of being eliminated. So my first lap in Q2 was on a used set of softs, and it is even worse. Horrible lap, but we decided to put on a fresh set of soft tires, do another lap, and as you can see, we are basically a second up on our previous best, so that's going to put us P9 with a 128.3. I skipped to the end of the session, and again, we just made it, P9, the last safe spot. So for Q3, I decided to show you guys my whole entire lap here, just so you can get a idea of what my pace is like. In the first corner, a little bit hesitant braking. I was kind of scared to go deep, lock up, and lose a few tenths just like that. So coming into turn 4, I think that's the correct number. I like to try and get as tight of a line as I possibly can there because it's so easy to swing wide and you just lose time like that, I think. Coming into the S-bend, I like to try and attack the curbs as best as I can without spinning out. Not too bad, not too quick, and super easy to lock up into this little hairpin, whatever it's called. Not a horrible line, and then I was shitting my pants here, coming up to my worst corner ever. Very slow, pretty hesitant. Not too bad, but very, well, yeah, it's bad. Not good. I don't think I had one good run through that corner the whole entire weekend. It was just a friggin' struggle bus, man, let me tell ya. Not too bad coming into here, but took way too much curb on the outside. You do not want to touch that. Nice and tight to that curb. And a good line, actually, so far. Down to 3rd, then a quick upshift to 4th. Don't want to go too wide there, and it's looking pretty good so far. Not amazing, not perfect. Coming into the penultimate or last corner. Again, I think it's a pretty good line. I haven't really figured that one out too much, but then coming across the line, it's a 128.1. My best lap of the weekend so far, and I'm okay with that lap. It's going to put us P8, about 5 tenths down on Lando Norris, our teammate. I didn't think I was going to improve, so I just decided to stick with P8 and save my tires.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to racing for the opening event of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to round 1 of this year's Formula 1 World Championship. We'll be racing around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit today. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left down into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. So here we are in 2021 at the start of another Formula 1 World Championship. It all begins here, Mercedes looking to retain their hold on the title, Red Bull seeking to secure their position as the main contender for that title, Ferrari no doubt hoping for a fresh start following their difficulties last year, and elsewhere on the grid, the prospect of some really exciting battles, including between the newly rebranded Aston Martin and Alpine teams. Lots to discuss then with Anthony Davidson, who's joined me in the commentary box for today's event.
It's good to be back, Crofty. Let's hope for some good racing today. We can't know at this point how competitive these teams are relative to each other, but hopefully nobody is able to run and hide. We want to see these drivers pushing to the limit all the way to the checkered flag.
Norris, Cox.
I decided to go with the 2-stop strategy instead of 1 stop, mainly because I wanted to be on the quicker tires the whole entire race. I wanted to be on medium and softs, not medium and the hards, because my pace in the hards is just way too goddamn slow. But a nice camera angle there, you dumbass. But anyways, formation lap is done, so the lights are counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come on, bitch, the lights are out, and we blow by Norris. Get the hell out of here, you friggin' noob. What are you doing? So we're actually coming up to science here. The straight line speed in this car is fucking insane. Going for a dive bomb, maybe. They get a little bit of contact with the Ferrari, but it's alright. Nothing wrong with that. And we just swoop around the outside there. Check for front wing damage, but we're okay there. Going back on board with Carlos Sainz. He didn't really have anywhere to go. Lewis Hamilton on his outside, and then me pushing up the inside and then just squeezing the fuck out of him. And we get the job done. So I was hoping to kind of keep touch with Bottas and Perez, hoping that maybe Perez can hold up Bottas because he's on the mediums and maybe I can swoop in there for an attack, but that was just never going to work out. He's in a Mercedes and he's in a Red Bull. I'm in a fucking McLaren. It's just not going to work out. So I mainly had to worry about Hamilton pushing behind me because he's all over my ass pretty much the entire race for a while anyways, and yeah, he's in a Mercedes, and it's Lewis friggin' Hamilton, the best driver of all time, and I'm making a big mistake there. He's up my inside, pushing on the ERS, but this car, super quick in a straight line, so we avoid Hamilton there. And again, the next lap, I cannot figure this corner out. I feel like I braked early, but it still went deep, got the angle wrong, and Hamilton, he's sniffing my asshole. He wants a piece of me, but again, I just hang on. So at the end of lap 2, we are already 2.5 seconds down on Bottas and Perez. They're both setting fast laps, so we're obviously losing touch with them. DRS is now enabled, so Hamilton will be even upper ass even more, which is not good. And as you can see, just keep on going deep in that corner, cannot get the braking zone right. Keep on lugging on my tires too, I was struggling with that the whole entire race. I don't know how to set up my front brake bias and all of that. Hamilton is just still on my rear end, not going to be able to shake him off for a long time because again, McLaren versus Mercedes, I don't really think it matters who's in the car, you're just not going to pull away. Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, they're long fucking gone, leaving me in the dust. Kind of embarrassing. Pace is quite off in the opening stages.
Bottas ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 3.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 5 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:32.9. You're closing by 0.4 per lap.
When Jeff told me that, I was pretty happy actually that I was gaining on Bottas, but I think it's because they were fighting. Because as you can see, lap and a half later, I lost over 1.5 seconds, and I went wide right there. Checking the tires, they are starting to get a lot of wear on them, 53% on the rears. So I decided to come into the pits. I think I was scheduled for it anyways. First time coming into the pits actually, so I was a little worried of getting a penalty by speeding into the pit lane, and Charles Leclerc following us in the rear behind. So putting on the medium is a good pit stop, but I'm a goddamn idiot. I held the clutch too long, or I messed something up there, so 2.7 second stop. Should have been about 2 seconds though. Anyways, me and Charles Leclerc both just come out ahead of Fernando Alonso. I went a little bit deep entering the track, so I was a little bit worried Charles or Alonso would get by me, but like I said before, this McLaren is actually really good in a straight line. Pretty much just Usain Bolt in a car. That's basically how fast it is. So now we are coming up to Nikita Mazepin because he's on old mediums and he's in a goddamn Haas. So we blow by him pretty easily, but again, just going deep into that corner. Could not get the hang of it whatsoever, but get out of here, Nikita. Going back by him. Get the fuck out of here. So now we've caught up to a little bit of a group here. The Aston Martins are in a train and whoa, mama. Losing the back end just a little bit. Kind of scary. on board with Charles. You see, I almost lose the rear end spin, but we end up saving it here. So now we caught right back up to the Aston Martins, and there's just a train here. Someone's at the front of it. I think it's probably a Williams or a Haas. Look how fucking slow these guys are going. I was just getting a bit too impatient. Did you see how close that was? Oh my god. Almost chipped off my front wing. I'm not running simulation damage, but if I would have hit him there, tire would have came off, or I would have just lost the front wing and had to pit. Race would have been over, so luckily I saved it there. And then a few corners later, all over the back of Vettel again, so goddamn slow. I nudged him a bit there, so I was kind of worried. But again, no front damage, so we're safe there. Just look at the acceleration of this car. Absolutely mad. Going by him, even thinking about diving up the inside of Mick Schumacher. I figured why not. So I just got the job done, and hopefully I can get by Kimi Räikkönen at the end of the straight, or at least keep in tow of him, and we do that. He's actually going for a move on Yuki Tsunoda, I think that is. He is going to get the job done. I might dive up the inside. No, just decided to back out of that. And somebody's sitting on the inside there, and somebody's kind of spinning. Who the hell was that? On board with Fernando Alonso here at the back of the pack, and that's Charles Leclerc with an engine failure. Sucks for you, buddy. Sorry to hear that. So here's who hit me. Lance, come on, man. They're making us look bad here. What the hell? First Latifi, then you. Come on, man. So yeah, Charles Leclerc out of the session. Stroll decides to hit me. Don't know why he was doing that. So we're catching up to Tsunoda pretty quickly here. Maybe going up the inside. Just kind of too far back. Wanted to preserve my car and, well, get to the end of the race. So did not want to make the move there. But a couple corners later, we dive up the inside. Just get in front of him. A little bit on the curb there. No under damage though, so we are good with that. It easily could have ended in a crash or our race or Tsunoda's race, but I didn't want to stick behind him for too long because the guys behind were a little bit quicker, and I just wanted to get in front and just kind of pull away if I could. So the next lap we caught Kimi Räikkönen and Nicholas Latifi. Just look how slow they were going. I wanted to rush by because I don't want to be spending too much time behind them and losing to Alonso and, well, Leclerc is actually out, never mind. But again, don't want to be losing too much time. They're just going so slow. I was being a bit cautious because I want to get to the end of the race. Going by Räikkönen pretty easily there. Too far back of Latifi, so we can't dive up the inside, but we got to be careful that we don't hit the back of him and wreck our race. So we did that and got DRS, got a good amount of ERS, so we should be just zooming by Latifi, and yeah, we do that pretty easily, but gotta be careful he doesn't make a counter move. And again, we just brake a bit too late, maybe not used to the ERS and DRS.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
So Jeff wants us to pit on lap 19 instead of lap 18. I decided, you know what, let's go for it because my tires are in great condition still, and I don't think we're going to be losing too much time. A lap later, checking them out, and yeah, pretty good. Again though, just look how hesitant I was into this corner and still not getting it very perfect. I just could not figure it out. Here, Antonio Giovinazzi comes into the pits. I tried to get as much slipstream as I could there. So I was trying to catch Perez, because all the other back markers, they are now in the pits or behind me. Right there, pushing pretty wide. No penalty because I don't have the strict corner cutting rules on, because that's just insane. Again here, going really wide. All of a sudden, lap 16, I was just struggling with my tires like crazy. They were in still good condition though, so I didn't really need to worry. Here I'm just kind of checking them over. Norris does get by Alonso, and he was quicker than me, so I decided, you know what, I'm not going to wait another lap and lose a couple more seconds, so I wanted to pit on the end of this lap. Fernando comes in right behind me, so he was trying the undercut, so I definitely had to come in at the end of this lap, so almost getting a speeding penalty there. Just save it, and we're double stacking. McLaren, we're double stacking. Norris is coming in behind me. Not too close, so he won't get held up that much. A better pit stop for me that time. And again, he's just kind of, he goes for the hard tires. Not too sure why he's doing that. He can easily get to the end of the race, and he just kind of screwed himself for pace. We come out ahead of George Russell and also Fernando Alonso, but right there, locking up the tires, kind of panicking, but we are going to stay ahead of Russell in the end. Right here, I think I just lost focus. I don't know what the hell happened, but lost control, and Russell decides to hit me. On the replay, I think definitely kind of both of our faults, but I'm going to blame Russell. Fuck you, buddy. You didn't have to go in that fast. So right here, look how slow I'm going. We have to put our heads down and hunt Ocon. He's about 8 seconds up the road, 9 seconds. Further back here, though, look at this goddamn battle. Fernando, Giovinazzi, Norris, Sainz, Tsunoda. They're all in here. Sainz got the job done, but I didn't record it, so sorry about that. Just less than a lap later, we have already taken out over a second and a half on Ocon, so at this pace, we are definitely going to catch him by the end of the Grand Prix. Not too bad through that section. I didn't actually do too bad throughout the whole race there. I was kind of worried about that, but I kind of got the feel for it as the race went on.
Ocon ahead, gap to car in front is 3.6 seconds. They're on old hards. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:32.7. You're gaining by 1.6 seconds a lap.
So I easily have the pace to catch Ocon. Further back here, my teammate and Fernando are having a pretty sick battle. Side by side through the S-bends, fucking animals. Goddamn guys, calm down, but Fernando comes out on top. Checking out my tires here, they're in perfect condition, so easily going to get to the end of the race. P5 is where we're going to finish, unless we can catch pairs, which is just a dream, really.
It looks like we might have an issue. Hang in there, we're attempting to manage it.
You gotta be kidding me, Jeff. Don't even start. I'm going to be getting P5 in this race. One of my best races I've done in a while in this game, actually, and for episode number 1, that's going to be fantastic. I want to be proving to you guys that I'm a decent driver, you know, so I was panicking like crazy coming down the street. I was maybe hoping that, you know, luck would be on my side, but, you know, as you can see, look at the fucking, look at the smoke, man. Oh, it's red.
We're leading our teammate by 10.
Fuck!
4 seconds. This is serious. We need you to retire as soon as possible.
I tried to pull over myself, but the game just took over. Look at the smoke, man. This is a McLaren of 2017, bro. What is going on? Not a good start to the season. Yeah, I'm pretty upset.
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Bad luck today. That must be incredibly disappointing. It looked like you had a few mechanical hiccups during that race.
A few? Pretty sure I only saw one, you dumb.
It looks like you've really been focusing on research and development this season.
You're a horrible interviewer. Get out of here.
Why do you think you weren't as quick as your teammate today?
Because the game's cheating and he just drove a little quicker. What kind of question is that? You're horrible at your job. I'm done with you.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Hopefully it is. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. Didn't end the way how I wanted to. Should have been a P5. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. Let me know if you guys want to see more of these in the future. I'm going to be posting them regardless. So hope you enjoyed the video and take care.